I've been making the mistake of taking things for granted, like everybody knows certain things and that, or everybody has certain things, and that's not a wise thing to do. So everybody does not have an Aldi store. I checked aldifoods.com, ALDIFOODS.com, and they have a store locator. So you can check your zip code. Apparently they don't have them in certain parts of the country. I used the Salt Lake City zip code to see if they had them in the West, and there wasn't anything for Salt Lake City. So I would assume if they're not in Salt Lake, they're not in Utah. But they have them in Florida. They have them in the Midwest, Midwestern states, Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, Ohio. Pretty sure Ohio. I know they have them in Minneapolis. They have them in Minnesota. They have them in Missouri. So you can go to aldifoods.com to see if you have an Aldi store. It's just a cut rate grocery store where everything is contracted. Pretty much they have almost no name brands. They have a few little name brands, usually on a temporary basis. But everything is contracted. And so they have their house brand, and they make up like Happy Harvest or whatever their names for their house brand, which are very often produced in a name brand facility. I have a friend that had gotten a lot of free pastas from a pasta company, and they produced pasta for every label you could hardly think of and imagine, store labels and major brand labels. And so a lot of times it might not be the exact same quality, it might not be the exact same recipe, but a lot of times it's produced in the exact same factory. So they go in, I don't know, I couldn't give you numbers, but they go in and buy hundreds of thousands of items at one time. They might contract somebody to do their ketchup, and then they might get a contract with a completely different company to do their ketchup. But same thing with everything that they sell. It's all contracted. It might not be the same supplier forever and ever, and it might show up under the same label. But Save-A-Lot is the same type of store, and I don't know the company names for the other. I don't know the company names for the other cut rate grocery chains, but the general thing that they have in common is that they can buy truckloads and truckloads of an item all at one time. If they have over 500 stores, they're buying a lot of ketchup all at one time. And so you reap the savings because you're not paying for the advertising for the brand names. A lot of that stuff is, I think the quality is really good, and for the difference in the price, it's usually the thing I'm going to choose. Not every single time. Some things I think are worth the money. But in the case of these blueberry bushes and the grapevines, the reason I'm talking about this today is because a lady wrote a comment and said that she didn't have Aldi stores in her area, or didn't think that she did. And so but for things like the grapevines and the blueberry bushes, I thought it was definitely worth my time and energy to dig the hole and put a $5.99 bushel rather than $15 or $20 for one, or a grapevine. So if you have an Aldi store, you might want to check it out. Same concept as Save-A-Lot. And I'm going to try not to take things for granted anymore. But I tried to just put a little message on there over and over again, and it kept telling me there was an error. So forgive me for making a whole nother video, but I didn't want to leave that unaddressed. Is that a word? Unaddressed. Didn't want to leave that not addressed. I think it's nap time. I'm getting a little foggy. So if you have a cut rate grocery chain in your area, try a few things out, and before you buy 72 cans of corn, take a can of corn home and see if you like it. I bought pasta one time from Walmart, their house brand, and it was horrible. I was just shocked. It was the worst spaghetti I'd ever had. Maybe they've changed it since then, but I basically couldn't eat it. And we've been buying store brand spaghetti for a long time. If the brand name goes on sale cheap, I buy enough to last a year or two. But some things, you're more fussy about than others. There are things that I don't buy at the cut rate stores because I don't like them. So I'm going in circles now. I'll quit doing that. I will try to make these videos a little bit more informative, but I just wanted to answer that. Go to Aldi Foods, ALDIFOODS.com, and it'll have a store locator on there that you can put your zip code in and see if there's a store near you. Or try a Save-A-Lot, or I'm sure there's lots of other brands. God bless. Thanks. Bye.